Hi, everybody. I'm Diane Stevens. I'm a friend of Melissa's. So we have some people here in Tucson and some friends online. I want to thank you guys all for coming. We're here to celebrate Melissa. And if you're on the Zoom meeting, please go ahead and mute yourselves unless you're speaking, and then we'll make sure that we unmute you when you come back in if you wanted to join any part of the later program. While we've been waiting, we've been listening to some of Melissa's favorite music, which is Nico Case and Andrew Bird. These are things that she really loved, and so we're happy to share that with you. So here's what our program includes today and what you can expect while we're here. We're going to do the welcome and some opening remarks right now, and then there will be a tribute to Melissa and a eulogy by Tavia, who's online. And then we'll have a short slideshow, some pictures of Melissa from her life. You might find yourself in some of the pictures, but at least you'll be able to recognize the parts of her life that were, significant and important to her. And then we will have an open mic and a shared stories opportunity. So people who do have something meaningful about their time with Melissa they would like to share with the group, they have an opportunity to do that. We'll have some closing remarks afterwards. And then we'll be doing some singing bowls, a meditation, and then we have some small refreshments in the back. So thank you very much. Oh, I've got to admit someone, excuse me. There we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Welcome. Thank you for attending today to celebrate together the life of our friend and sister and niece and cousin Melissa Mills. We're here in Tucson in this lovely space made by Nicole, where Melissa spent so much of her time and some very many peaceful hours. We're joined online by many other people who loved and were loved by Melissa. It's so heartwarming to see you all here and the outpouring of love that you brought. Melissa's Tucson friends are here, many of them from her past and her present life, as well as some colleagues who came from Flagstaff and also from outside the Phoenix area, some friends from Kansas and Colorado also online. Friends and loved ones in Missouri are here, as well as her friends and colleagues from Vermont, New Hampshire, and North Carolina. That Melissa could compel us all to come here. This place is a testament to how special she was to us as a person in her own right, as well as a person in each of our individual lives. For ourselves, we are here to honor her and mourn our loss, and we hope to find comfort by sharing our grief with others who are also experiencing the same feelings. As we are here together, I'd like to invite you to hear the stories and reflections that people are providing and share your own, and then send some thoughts of love and healing to the people who are here, who loved Melissa and who were in turn loved by her. So let us join our hearts and our thoughts together as we start this tribute to her life. So I'm going to pass over to Tavia, who is going to speak a little bit about Melissa and provide a lovely tribute.
Thank you for having me. I'm Tavia Gilbert, and I know Melissa from Vermont College. I'm quite emotional, so I hope that you will forgive me my tears and my wavering voice today. I want to thank you all for being here today to celebrate the life of our beloved Melissa Mills. Nicole, thank you so much for creating a space for us to come together to remember our friend and for the thoughtful attention and care that you have paid to small, heartfelt details. Diane, I want to thank you for writing an obituary that so elegantly captured Melissa's essence and her accomplishments made in too far short a life. To the small group of family and friends, Betsy, Paula, Diane, and others who came together over the past month to honor Melissa's remains, to secure her belongings, including her writing, to share the difficult news across her many communities, and most importantly, to ensure that Nico, precious Nico, found a permanent and loving home as safe and as tender as Melissa would have wished. Thank you. Without an obvious center, it has not been easy to get to today's memorial, but I think it's fitting that each person who's played a role in this celebration of life has participated out of a sense of loving devotion and loyal commitment to the unique soul that Melissa was and is. And finally, thank you for the honor of speaking today. I had the pain and the pleasure of connecting with many loved ones of Melissa's as I shared the news of her unexpected death. And I wanted to share just a few of the sentiments that I heard or that I read. Miriam said, Melissa is the moon tonight and every night after. Alyssa said how kind and encouraging she was. Such a talent. Jennifer's words, Melissa was kindness. She was open and vulnerable. She was sincerity and awe at their purest. Jasmine said, my heart. Mary, I was touched by her kindness. Will said she was a truly kind and wonderful person. I feel like we're seeing a theme. Melissa said she was such a sweet soul. Denise said she was so lovely, so genuine, soft and strong all at once. Diane wrote in the obituary that Melissa had a poet's heart and an artist's vision, and there is no more perfect description of her. I wrote that over the years I knew her, I came to respect deeply her resilience, her intelligence, her unwavering kindness, her wonderful sense of humor, her strength, determination, and sass. And I think everyone here today cherishes those qualities in her as well. I also wrote that Melissa's greatest character flaw, if she had one, was that she so nakedly wanted to love and to be loved. Let this be my greatest character flaw. Let this be all of ours. Melissa was so completely and utterly herself. No artifice, no dissembling. She was incapable of embodying anything but the most complete authenticity and trueness I've ever encountered. Ruth said she was a joy, a truly incredible woman. She was brilliant and a bright light and so, so kind. Melissa deserved it all. And I think what makes today quite difficult for each of us is in part that we know that she never really got what she truly deserved. Many of us who know her from her writing know her life story, which has been a painful one. I think that we are all grieving her loss and the fact that she deserved stability, safety, and peace, and instead she lived with immense struggle, ill health that ended her life too soon, and that she often felt profoundly alone. But I hope that you will take some comfort in this. The truth was that Melissa was not alone. She was adored. She was respected. She was liked. She was appreciated. And she was loved. And she is so deeply missed. If Melissa had an awareness of the outpouring of emotion over her passing, I think it might truly surprise her. And I believe that she is, in fact, aware of this. Her body may not be present, but her spirit is eternal. And I believe she knows that we are all gathered here together in person and across the country to share and to amplify our love and gratitude for her. I know we all wish we could have done more for her. I know we all wish for more time with her, and I know we all wish this wasn't the end of her story, but it's not the end of her story. We may have the gift in the future of reading the book that Melissa worked so hard on in grad school. I hope we do. And she will continue to shine on through us if we choose. She sent me 2 bells, and after her death, I hung one bell on a tree in my front postage stamp sized yard and the other on a tree in my back postage stamp sized yard. And every day, as I have gone outside to refill the bird feeders, which I do all 4 seasons of the year, I have rung Melissa's bells, and that makes me glad. That's just one small way that I have strengthened my connection with her. Another way is that I've added a stone, a piece of beautiful green jasper representing Melissa to my ancestor box, which is a collection of stones for every family member and dear friend of mine who has passed away. So whenever I want to, I can hold Melissa in the palm of my hand and give thanks for her love, friendship, kindness, and warmth. Diane wrote so beautifully in Melissa's obituary that the children Melissa helped raise showed the traces of her love and gentle open heart. I hope that I can find ways to intentionally show traces of Melissa's love and gentle open heart as well. And I wonder how each of you will find a way to keep her memory, her spirit alive and close to you. Maybe you'll share that today or sometime in the future. This is a hard piece to close because I find myself missing Melissa, her humor and tenacity, her vulnerable storytelling, and so deeply miss her presence in my life. So I will close tearfully with a message to Melissa. You made my life a richer life. You expanded my understanding of friendship and my definition of family. You challenged me in ways that allowed me to grow as a soul. I miss you. I'm grateful for you. Your life mattered. Your life matters. You are unforgettable. You are not gone. You are the one of the most beautiful people we ever got to know. You have been and will continue to be an inspiration and the epitome of kindness. The world was lucky to have had you for the brief time we got you. I loved you. I love you. We will carry you with us for the rest of our lives. Thank you.
Thank you, Tavia. Melissa's friend Nicole has compiled a slideshow of some favorite Melissa photos submitted by her friends and family. It's easy to see from these images how Melissa was so loved, her spirit, her love for life, and the qualities that made her special. So Nicole, would you like to start that?
It'll just take me a moment to pull it up. I will say some of the things that we put into the room here at our little space that Melissa loved coming to, called Restoration Room, is what I'm sitting on right now is this blanket that every time she would come to anything, she would be like, where's my blanket? Where's my blanket? So we have that here, different candles around the room, plants, angels, all kinds of things that remind us of the importance of how we are on this planet. And I'm having a hard time getting what I need as I talk, but I will get there.
The speakers that are. Zoom has the speakers, which I should because Stevie was there.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I actually got the right thing.
This is it. Okay. You don't hear it, the sound at your on the Zoom call, do you?
Yes, we can.
Lovers blaze.
Oh,
That I was young.
well, we'll
Now freezing
I'm sorry.
bloodless
We can
veins.
listen to it
As
later.
numb as I've become. I'm so tired. I wish I was the moon tonight. Last night I dreamt I'd forgotten my name. 'Cause I sold my soul. But I won't just the same. I'm so lonely. I wish I was the moon tonight. God bless me, I'm a free man with no place free to go. Paralyzed and collar tight, no pills for what I fear. This is crazy. Wish I was the moon tonight.
I'm coming to the edge of the widest canyon, my companions dear. I'm starting to question my manifest destiny, my claim to this frontier. I'm coming to the brink of a great disaster, and just has to be near. The earth spins faster, whistles right past you, whispers death in your ear. Don't pretend you can't hear. Don't pretend you can't. I can hear you tender roasting, digging for everything that's warm, piece of once living. sail away, kill off the hours. You belong somewhere, you feel free. Run away, find you a lover. Go away, somewhere all bright and new. I have seen no other.
Thank you, Nicole. That was lovely. We're putting that together. Now we've come to the part of the program where you have an opportunity to share your memories of Melissa, stories of your time together, or anything else in your memory that you share with her that was meaningful to you. So if you're here in Tucson, feel free to come right up here. Or if you're online, I'm going to go ahead and unmute people. I'm going to try to call you out in the chat, call out your name in the chat, but we have a lot of conversation happening in the chat. So let me just make sure that I can get ahead of this. Yes, that's true. People can take turns. So that's good.
Hi, my name is Amanda, and I'm one of Melissa's friends. I've been her friend for 18 years. I met her at Radiation Oncology. Hi, Tavia. She was the most sweetest soul. I miss her so much. I am so sad, but she lit up my life like nobody else has. She really was a genuine friend. And I miss her so much. I'm so sorry that it had to go the way that it did. She used to give me rides from Bradonk to the parking garage on her bike, on the back of her bike, so you can imagine. And I used to call her Malicious because you were the one who used to call her that, so that was her nickname. But I miss my Malicious so much, and I just want to tell her that I love her and I'll love her forever. And I'm sorry to the family and friends who have lost her as well. And a week before she went, she told me she found God. And she thanked me and David, and I said, no. I said, Melissa, it's all you. You prayed, you found God yourself. And I just thought that I would share that because it gives me peace and comfort. So thank you.
Linda Romano on Zoom, I saw you raise your hand if you'd like to share.
Yeah, I don't want to speak too soon. I just want to share, I met Melissa at Vermont College of Fine Arts, and it was wonderful to meet her. But mostly, I want to share that we had these wonderful walks, especially in the winter, along the back end or the front end of Vermont, and we called it Narnia. And it was like this dreamlike winter wonderland. And it didn't matter the temperature of Vermont, if you remember how cold it was. And a special love that I'm hearing today, and just kind of reminds me of that. And something, if she was here, I would just remind her of that again, and of which we reminded each other. So her Narnia place is where her most creative self I've witnessed. So thank you for having this today.
Okay, it looks like someone with a Samsung probably is next in line. Let me see if I can unmute you. Maybe I can unmute everyone all at once.
Top left.
Top left? They did, okay. Go right ahead.
I'm sorry. My name's Carrie, and
Okay. Hey, Carrie.
I'm Melissa's sister, and I just want to thank you all so much for all the love and kindness and support that you've given her over the years. I can't believe that she's gone, you guys. Like, I just can't. I wake up every day just wanting to call her or waiting for her to call me in the middle of the night, and it's just so hard. Like, she wasn't supposed to go like that. And I'm really sad that we haven't talked in over a year, and it's my fault. She tried calling me, and I have to live every day knowing that she needed me and I wasn't there for her, and that is the worst feeling in the world. Like, seriously, she was the best thing in my life. She was a part of my soul that is just always, she's my better half, and I don't know how to describe how much she meant to not just me, but the world. I mean, she was a true light in a dark world, and we needed her. And I just want to thank you guys. Thank you so much. So, yeah, she was truly special and a genius and somebody to be admired. And I just thank you guys so much. Thank you.
Carrie. Sarah, it looks like you're next in line.
So I met Melissa at VCFA. We came in as the same cohort, and I kind of knew I was going to be a bit of a hot mess today, so we had a joke that I stopped writing nonfiction because I didn't want to, I only have certain family members and they all know when I'm writing about them. So I stopped writing nonfiction for that reason. And she always kind of poked and prodded at me about that. And she's told me she'd write more nonfiction again. And so I took that in mind and I kind of wrote, it's short, but I thought I wrote a little something for a tribute for her. And it's kind of funny because the working title is just Sweet Melissa. So, because we always joke about that cafe. So I'm going to stumble through this and just thank her for, I think she'll always just remind me to just keep writing, which is great. There's a fun fact that I like to share with my students, which is our ability to maintain human relationships simply on a biosocial level is between 50 to 150 people, depending on the depth of those relationships and the individual's capacity to hold them like one of those jugglers spinning a bunch of plates in the air. These are relationships that we consider close, and the proximity to each other waxes or wanes our attachment to any one person. In basic communication theory style, we opt into maintaining relationships with people for various social reasons. Could be work, could be friends, could be family. There are all sorts of slots and relationship optimizations to consider when it comes to why we build the relationships we do, who we build them with, and how many plates we can juggle at any given point in time. Part of the reason I'm sort of fascinated with this number range is because in 2020, when the world was lit on fire, I had to reassess everything about myself. I had to think about what relationships I wanted to maintain as I lost the capacity to hold on to them, and how I was going to maintain the ones that I was barely able to keep up in the air. My capacity was diminished. And that's how I felt, diminished. I had to grapple with that in light of massive upheavals in my life that sent me into a deep burnout that lasted for the next few years. And the doctor's visits and the therapy appointments to follow. I learned some pretty important things about myself that I think were probably obvious to everybody but me. But I was so lucky. So with all the chaos of getting diagnosed with autism and ADHD in my late 30s, I had a friend who happened to know me really well. And she knew the right framing for a good piece of creative nonfiction. And the right words to use to be gentle with oneself. And all the encouragement I could need. And the reminder that we're always learning. That we're always growing. That we're going to have ups and downs. And it's that dynamic motion that lets us know we're alive. Melissa knew struggle. and she knew I was struggling. And she was just there, ready to talk if I needed it. We shared the weight of some tough stuff with each other over the years. We reminded each other that of the things that gave us comfort, and that we deserve to be comfortable, and we deserve to be happy. When I first met Melissa, we cracked dad jokes to break the tension of meeting a new person, and then immediately got to the business of being curious about each other. Where do you come from? What's your genre? What are your goals for the future? What brings you joy? What makes you sad? It never dawned on me until after her passing that it was mere moments before we were friends and comrades walking through a scary MFA experience together. We both felt out of our depth, but we knew we had each other's back. It felt special. It felt like fortune favoring the bold. And what followed was 2 years of delight, grabbing food, cracking jokes, having deep dives on what it meant to be a writer. I have so many vibrant memories of Melissa smiling that I cherish. One of my favorite memories. And we were so loud that some of you at VCFA might remember us doing this, was Melissa and I sitting in the middle of a cafe after a few drinks, having a rather boisterous conversation about a particular poet's funny name. I'm going to preface this with that weed was sort of newly legal in Vermont, and there might have been an edible involved, especially for me, especially my first. And this poet with, I must stress, a funny name, had actually recently passed away. And we were talking about what it means to leave a legacy and what it means to leave your impact on the world. We had a very serious, albeit inebriated, conversation about doing what we love, regardless of how scary it is, because life is short. But also, maybe get a pen name so you don't leave two drunk girls giggling as a hot mess in the middle of a public cafe, scaring those around them by squealing your name until they can't breathe anymore. I was so lucky to have met Melissa and to have her friendship for these past few years. She made such an important and beautiful difference in my life. And I don't know if anybody could have helped me the way she did. Because regardless of social communication theory, Melissa was never a plate I had to balance. She was a buoyant force of joy that made my burdens lighter. She broke the metaphor, and she's deeply missed. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. That was lovely. Okay, Miriam, I'm going to see if I can get you off mute. I think you're next.
Hi, thank you so much for this. I'm honored to be a part of it. And just all my love to all of Melissa's friends and family. I know I was one. I knew her as an artist through VCFA, and I never met someone who was so self-effacing. She acted as though she had stumbled onto the campus and that it was all a mistake. And then this miraculous thing would happen. She would get up to the mic at an open mic or one of our events where we would read for 5 minutes or whatever it was. And she would absolutely own the space. She would fill the space. Her writing was strong and rough and real and beautiful and inspiring. It moved me. And she moved me. We had so many conversations about our cats and laugh so many. And we would laugh about dirty jokes and we would talk about the songs that we loved. The Nico Case song, I Wish I Was the Moon. I've listened to that song so often before and since her passing, and it just lives in me now. I wrote a line in a poem, completely unrelated, but that I've returned to ever since I heard the news, and that is, and I will not tell you how badly I want to be the moon for you. And Melissa has been the moon. Every time I look at the moon, since I heard this news, she has been the moon, and she will continue to be the moon for the rest of my life and ours. I'm so proud to be in community with her and with all of you and to have learned the lessons. And I wish we had more time. I really do. I wish we did. I'd like to read a couple of stanzas from Elizabeth Bishop's One Art, as it's something I've been reading constantly again since she passed. So here it goes. I lost 2 cities, lovely ones, and vaster, some realms I owned, 2 rivers, a continent. I missed them, but it wasn't a disaster. Even losing you, the joking voice, a gesture I love, I shan't have lied. It's evident the art of losing's not too hard to master, though it may look like, write it, like disaster. I know we will remember her in our work forever, and she will be remembered to the world through that. Thank you all. I love you all, and thank you.
Thank you, Miriam. That was lovely. Okay, Linda, I'm going to pull you off of mute, I hope. Next.
Hi, I haven't known Melissa as long as many of you have, but she made a difference in my life. I met her, I don't remember, a year or 2 ago on, Nicole did a menopause movement mission online, an exercise class, and so many of us got really close. And I remember Melissa, I knew she was dealing with a lot, but she always showed up so cheerful and loving and so authentic, and just with a smile on her face and sense of humor. And I don't know, she helped me be myself, because that's a hard thing to do, exercise in front of people, and form those friendships. And she just is a beautiful soul, and I'm so grateful to have known her and to know her. And so thank you for letting me speak that. It's very, very special. So, and I love her. So, thank you.
Thank you, Linda. There's a lot of love for Melissa here today.
Taylor C put something in the chat, although unfortunately Taylor's on the road and not having a great connection, wanted to briefly share that Taylor knew Melissa from grad school and so grateful to know her. They bonded over their love of cats and writing and stumbled through the snow to readings together. Taylor says, miss her. So thank you, Taylor, for sharing that.
Diane, I don't know if you saw in the chat, it looked like Cindy might like to say something.
Okay, all right, Cindy. Thank you. Thank you, Tavia. Cindy, you're up.
Thank you, everybody. I'm can't hear me.
We can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. I'm Cindy Osborne, Melissa's maternal aunt. And I first want to thank everybody, all of our friends all over the country who participated in this event and supported her with your kindness and your friendship, and to know that she was so loved. One of my favorite memories of Melissa, I don't want to be all maudlin, so I thought I'd just put in a few funny things that over the past years, we talked frequently, like every 2 days. I would talk to Melissa over the phone, and she was having a really bad last year. So there were some things that we would think about, family things, and just have a good laugh. One of my favorite memories of Melissa is when we were driving down to visit them. She was living with my parents, and they lived down a long gravel road, and we're driving down the road, and all of a sudden I see Melissa riding her bike towards us, and her Scotty, Elvis, is sitting in front of her with his paws on the handlebar. She had trained him to ride bike with her, and it was just funny seeing this Scotty sitting in front of her riding the bike, and you could barely see Melissa. It looked like the Scotty was riding the bike himself. Anyway, that's one of my favorite memories. And she spent hours and days doing that. She loved animals, all animals, and of course, children. I think her friends probably all agree that if she was watching their child, that child was safe and thoroughly loved. Melissa and I talked about our family, like I said. We had a lot of family issues growing up. And of course, she had a lot of family issues growing up too. But my dad was very funny. He was quite a character, and Melissa loved him. And there were a lot of kids in the house, and so the house was kind of always in disarray. And we would always talk about how Grandpa would be walking through the house and tossing things aside and saying, "You're blocking up my fire lane. This is my fire lane. Keep my fire lane clear." And we always got a kick out of him calling that his fire lane. And I don't know, I laughed until I cried when Melissa told me about that. There was also things that he would say. He had sinus issues, and living in Missouri, practically everybody has sinus issues. But he would have sinus issues, and he would say, "Somebody go and get me my cyanide," meaning cyanide. Go get me my cyanide. So those are just a couple of things that were funny that we had a good laugh about. She had a very kind and generous spirit, as you all know, and you've all attested to that. But I just want to say, Melissa, your mom and I are so proud of you, all of your accomplishments, and being such a wonderful person. I'm sorry we didn't let you know how much we love you more frequently and how proud we were. I hope you're with your mom and your grandpa. And just remember, the world can be really hard on beautiful things. Love you. Thank you all.
Thank you, Cindy.
Hi, everyone. My name is Andrew Red-Sandy, and I'm the president of the Vermont College of Fine Arts. And it is an incredible honor and privilege to not only be here, but to be sitting in this chair and to be literally feeling something about someone that really I never got to know. This is not a commercial for grad school, but if it were a commercial for grad school, this is how it would be written. So as I said to you, I'm the president of VCFA, and I've had the privilege of serving a community filled with remarkable artists, writers, musicians, filmmakers, designers, and scholars. My connection to VCFA began as a member of the Board of Trustees back in 2021, and has continued through my service as both interim president and now permanent president of VCFA. And as I said to you, unfortunately, I did not have the opportunity to meet Melissa, although I literally just live up the road in North Scottsdale. In the days since learning of her passing, however, I have spoken to those who have. And what has become so clear, and clearly from today, from all of you and what you've shared, those conversations are truly the profound impact that Melissa has had on people around her. The affection, the respect, the admiration with which friends, classmates, faculty, colleagues speak of her as a testament to the life that she lived, the relationships that she nurtured, and the mark that she left on this community. Melissa Mills came to Vermont College of Fine Arts as a writer, and thinker, interested in questions of identity, voice, history, and the emotional lives that exist beneath the surface of literature and art. Those who knew Melissa spoke fondly of her, not only for her creative intellectual work, but also the personal relationships, as you've all heard today, that they've shared with you. And again, what people have described about Melissa has been someone who's been thoughtful, compassionate, introspective, and engaged with the world around her. During her time at VCFA, Melissa explored themes centered on women's voices, artistic expression, freedom, resilience, and the ways individuals navigate systems that often attempt to limit them or define them. Her work reflected a deep sensitivity to the human complexity and the curiosity about the relationship between creativity and personal truth. Melissa's creative and intellectual interest reflected also a sensitivity to questions of identity, expression, resilience, and the emotional lives of others. Those who encountered her work recognized someone thoughtful, introspective, and empathetic. Her writing and her studies, which I've had the chance to read over the last couple of days, reflected a curiosity about voice, belonging, freedom, and the ways people persevere through personal and social constraints. Those who encountered her writing recognized someone unafraid to ask difficult questions, and someone committed to understanding the experience of others through literature, scholarship, and reflection. Her work carried deep emotional depth alongside intellectual rigor, qualities that mirrored the care and thoughtfulness that she brought into her relationships and to this community. At institutions like VCFA, creative work is often inseparable from the personal journeys behind it. Melissa's time within this community left an impression on those who knew her, learned beside her, and engaged with her work. She leaves behind not only memories of her presence, but the impact of creative spirit, committed to reflection, inquiry, empathy, and expression. It's in moments like this that we are reminded that art and writing are ultimately acts of connection, ways in which we attempt to understand ourselves and one another more fully. By all accounts, Melissa approached that work with sincerity, intelligence, and heart. On behalf of the Vermont College of Fine Arts community, we extend our deepest and heartfelt condolences to Melissa's family, friends, classmates, faculty mentors, and all of those lives who she has touched. May her memory continue to inspire those who knew her and loved her. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you, Tate.
Thank you. And anyone else have anything else they wanted to add? So thank you everyone for sharing in the celebration of Melissa's life. It's deeply moving that you've chosen to come together today to remember her. And as we leave and move into the rest of our day and the rest of our week, let us do so not in sorrow, but with a deep appreciation for the time that we had with Melissa. Nicole will be conducting Singing Bowls meditation shortly after I'm done speaking. And everyone is welcome to attend and participate in that. And following that, here in Tucson, we'll be having some light refreshments. And so I would encourage everyone who's not here in Tucson to also take some quiet time themselves and spend a little part of your day with Melissa today. Thank you. Hand it over to Nicole.
So I'm just going to organize my computer. So Melissa and I have been friends since 2006. And we had days where we wouldn't talk to each other for a long time. And then we had days where we would talk all the time and times when we did. Thank you so much for helping. And when I opened my little space here in Tucson and she moved back, that was a time where we started to really connect on a different level. And she was really interested in healing supporting herself and learning ways in which to just love herself more. And so she discovered singing bowls and would come to just about every sound bath that I ever did. And she would always want that blanket. She would always want the blanket. So I thought, well, how apropos to just play a little bit for her as we connect with the angels. And I wrote a little something. So Melissa was one of those rare souls who made life brighter simply by being in it. She was kind, she was funny, she's fiercely loving, and endlessly devoted to the people and the animals that she cared about, especially her beloved cats. For 20 years, I had the privilege of calling her my friend. She brought laughter, wisdom, compassion, and a beautiful spirit into the lives of so many. And if I'm being completely honest, she could also be a pain in my butt. Sometimes it was so hard to be Melissa's friend. She could be stubborn, complicated, and wonderfully exasperating. But even during those moments, I always understood where her heart was coming from. Beneath it all was someone who loved deeply, cared fiercely, and wanted the best for the people she held close. Whether she was making us laugh with her antics, dressing up as Richard Simmons, where I swear to goodness she wore that costume about 50 times, everywhere she would go. She always stole my phone. No matter what, my phone would disappear. And she would always show up when someone needed her. And she always left an imprint wherever she was. And I will miss her texts. I will miss her bajillion messages. I will miss her random check-ins and all the little ways that she reminded me that she was here. And Melissa, I find comfort imagining you free, so radiant. I see you as a beautiful kitty cat, angel, butterfly goddess. Surrounded by cats, surrounded by all those who love you, and sending love and joy and a little mischief to all of us here. So I'll invite you to just find a little space of comfort. Allow your chair to hold you. And just take 3 deep breaths in and out in your own time. Let the air fill up your body. Let the exhale let go of anything that feels heavy, any resistance. And let these sounds just fall over you. Perhaps like ripples of loving energy. Filling up your body, your soul, your spirit with what you need now. Let's take a moment to notice how you are without any judgment of anything. Just feel your body, your spirit, your heart. And let's once again take 3 deep breaths in and out together, just coming back slowly into this community. Let's do that on your own time. And when you're ready, coming back into this place.
Okay. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming. It's so beautiful to see your faces. And it's so nice to reconnect with some of you after having not connected with you for so long. So I'm sorry I was under these circumstances. Thank you, everyone who came today here in Tucson. It was so lovely to meet you if I hadn't met you before. It was so lovely to be in this space with you. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. Think of Melissa today as you go about your day, and enjoy the rest of your day. Love you guys.
Thank you so much.